Hi, welcome back to Racing and Restoration. On today's video, we're going to be working on this 1950s Norton 16H. It hasn't ran a number of years. Apparently, it's got no spark. I've never worked on one of these before, so we'll see how it goes. Stay tuned. So, how pretty is this thing? I've never really been into the British bikes. It just doesn't really float my boat. But I have to admit, they are really quite pretty little things. We have to remember that back in the 40s, 50s and 60s, the Japanese companies just weren't putting out bikes at this level. You know, these were the bike of the day. If you wanted to go racing, you had a Norton or a BSA or a Triumph. You know, the British bikes were the ones to have. So possibly back on the road, 2014, so 10 odd year ago. Hasn't ran since and apparently has no spark. So we'll have a play with it and see how it goes. Look at that tank. It survived 70 years. Yes, there's some patina on it, but it's still all original paint. Like a Swiss watch, that's lovely. Try and focus on it. There you go. This bit here is a steering damper. Tighter you go, the tighter your steering damping is. From what I'm led to believe, this is possibly a horn, choke. This is the timing advance and retard for starting it. There's a lever underneath for decompression. They're really quite basic. I do love the dials on these. They're really, really classy. So first things first, we've had the battery on charge overnight. It seems to be holding 6 volts okay, so we'll go ahead, get that fitted. See if we've got any power to the lights, and then we'll see if we've got a spark. Sits in there. That sits in there like that. I'm about to break out the Imperial toolkit as well. That doesn't get used very often these days, other than the odd Harley Davidson, which is normally just a hammer and chisel. I'll leave that loose for now, just in case we need back in there. Right, let's see if we've got some power. Well, we've definitely got some power. The rest, I think the headlight might come on when it's running. That's a good start. Right, we definitely have no spark. So we need to work out why we have no spark and go from there. So what I have done is put a cable tie around the decompressor, just to give me a few more hands to do other jobs. From what I'm aware, there should be a chain in here which drives the magneto. I'll just check that that's still attached. So the chain is still attached, looks in fairly good condition, a little bit slack, but I think that's supposed to be like that. One thing I've just noticed, look at the little detail on that there, a little crest. Can't get a good enough shot with a camera. Isn't that lovely? I'm sorry if you keep hearing rattling. It's quite windy today and the roof is rattling quite a bit. Try and find a good earth for this. That one there looks good. Right, we have no voltage at the coil cap. So, it's time to have a look at the points. Right, so we are now on the floor. We've cleaned up the points, stuck a brand new plug in just to test it. Oh, there's a spark. Can you see that? Oh yes! Check me out. Right, okay, so we've got a spark. We will put this on here. I did find a user manual online last night which said about flooding the carb and things like that before you start it, but I think what we're going to do is go for a bit of trusty brake cleaner, I think, in the back and see if it fires up first. We'll turn the oil on. There's oil in it. Yeah, it's oil in that. The moment of truth. Right, I'll take this off. So I've had this cable tie on, just holding the decompression lever on. So spark advance halfway apparently, and you get it so it's just past TDC. She fired. She definitely fired. God, you need legs like Popeye. Yes! Yes. Oh my God. Tell you what, kudos to anyone that had one of these back in the day. Jesus. So, it works. Nice. So, I think we need to do it the way the manual says and flood the carb full of fuel. There's definitely not been fuel in that tank for a long time. Ah, right, okay. So there's a little lever on the idle adjustment screw, which I've just seen, and I remember reading something about that, about turning it all the way in. Right, let's see if we can get some brake cleaner right down the back. Why are you not working? Let's check the spark again. Right, we still have spark, so I reckon It's wet, the plug. Right, so we do have a spark from that plug, but spark gap's very small. I don't know if they're supposed to be like that, but it's not as much as I would have liked. So I might open the gap up a little bit, clean the plug up and see if it goes. Alright, so over to the bench we have our feeler gauges, which I'm going to guess that's about 0.4 of a mil. 0.38, that'll do. 38. 0.4. 0.43. 0.48 only just goes in, so that's 19th thou. So normally I would run a plug at like 0.7. We will just tease that open a little bit. The problem that you have, if you don't have a big enough, well, that's perfect, 0.75 a mil, so 30 thou. Yeah, that's lovely. Right, we'll give that one a try. That's a much bigger spark. With the bike now running, it's time to take it for a cheeky ride down the yard, just because it's not every day you get to ride a 75-year-old motorbike. Although the car still needs a little bit of work, it actually didn't ride too bad. Handled really nicely as well, surprisingly nimble for its age, although the brakes are slightly terrifying by today's standards. The bike will now be valeted and it will sit pride of place in the office at Connect Motorcycles in Corby. It may well be for sale in the near future, but for the time being it's just something nice to look at. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you very much for watching.